Hello. In this video, I will talk about the world, which is card 21 of the Major Arcana. So, this card is the last card of the Major Arcana, and so it represents the completion of a journey, and here we are at the end of the journey of the Major Arcana. When I think about this card, I think about the energy of the Buddha family, Buddha, which is about space and accommodation. The element is space. The energy is space and spaciousness. And the color is white. The world card represents success. Well, in its upright position, it represents success, a successful journey, the completion of something. It is the card, it's representing the world, and so it holds everything. It holds our successes and our failures. It holds, our life and our death. It holds all the other energies. It's the space from which they emerge and into which they return. So when this card is in its upright position, it represents this kind of, coming to the end of something, having completed something successfully. When it's in its reversed position, however, it is talking about like this inflated sense of self, filling oneself with, this pride when you haven't actually done the work. And so it's like kind of this hollow self. It also represents like wanting the reward without the work. And so it can mean that someone is being lazy, or that someone is like dreaming of something without actually having the willingness to do the work to make something happen. And so this card represents that energy when it's in its reversed position. And so we're talking about like the difference between like a successful journey and the wish for a successful journey, where one is not fully engaging in order to make this thing happen. They are just wishing that it would happen. This card is one of the cards that, it's actually the card that caused a great deal of delay in the beginning of my relationship with my printer, where it kept needing modifications. The colors weren't quite right to show up in print form. It was too dark. You couldn't see the difference between the land and the sea. It was like it had a lot of like difficulty in coming fully to print form. And so even after everything was done, a lot of my back and forth with the printer in the early days was due to this card. There were some distortions of the images when they went to the printer, and this card kind of showed me how distorted these images were becoming, because of course it's a sphere, and so you could see the distortion quite clearly when, like, okay, that's no longer a circle. Now we're working with an oval, and what's going on here? And so this card was kind of that card that cued me into that. Going from paper into electronic form, the card went from just a world and some words into what you see today. When it arrived at, it wasn't one that I had to keep going back to through the electronic process, but required that I continue going back to the drawing board once it went to the printer. And so it kind of represented, like, are you willing to do the work to get this right? Are you willing to do the work to get this complete? Are you willing? Like, it kept calling me to that. And because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I kept going back. Like, okay, no, this is not right. And I know the poor graphic artist guy was so sick of me and is so sick of me, like, with, no, this is not quite right. I got to tweak this again. No, it's still not right. Because there was no way for me to show or to see how the colors would turn out without seeing them in, after they go through his program. And so yeah, completing a journey, successful endeavor. I think that's it for this card. The next grouping that I will take you through will be the court cards. So I've broken my deck into 3 kind of sections. The first being the major arcana, the second being the court cards, and then the third being the minor arcana. Many books had it broken in like these 3 kind of sections. And so it made sense to me having it broken up in these 3 sections, because each of those different sections that I'm talking about represents a different kind of a thing in your life, right? Where this is like major life things or spiritual states, the next will be representing people in your life, either yourself or other people who are in your life or coming into your life. And then the minor arcana representing kind of temporary states or temporary situations. And so this card is marking the end of the major life events or spiritual states. I want to thank you for joining me so far with these videos, and I look forward to introducing the court to you in the next video. Thanks again, and I will talk to you soon.